Hello everybody, I'm back again, here to do another video. This video is going to be something similar that B. Jocker did to his, with one of his most recent videos. But mine is gonna be kind of the same sort of thing, but with a different topic. And a shout out to B. Jocker here for doing this particular video on what he did his topic on. But my topic is going to be something I talked about in a couple other videos before. My schizophrenia. And I'm going to read this word for word here, so I have a copy of the speech with me. Here we go. Have you ever been really upset with your mom or dad and said, "I wish I were dead"? Or said, "If I don't get an A on this test after I've studied so hard, I'm going to kill myself"? So, do you really want to die? No. It's just an expression of frustration. But living with schizophrenia can and does actually cause people to feel desperate enough to want to kill themselves. I can tell you this from personal experience because I've been that desperate. As a person with schizophrenia, I want to explain to you what it is, what having it is like, and how for me being autistic makes schizophrenia even more difficult to live with. To understand schizophrenia, people need to know what it is. The term schizophrenia literally translates fragmented mind because of the divisions between thought, emotion, and behavior that are characteristics of the disease. Schizophrenia is not the same as split personality, and people with the illness do not, as some people believe, alternate between Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde personalities. In spite of over a century of research, scientists admit they still know very little about the causes of schizophrenia, according to Drs. Raquel E. Gurr and Ann B. Johnson in their book, If Your Adolescent Has Schizophrenia. Surviving schizophrenia can affect people in different ways, according to E. Fuller Torrey, M.D., in his book, Surviving Schizophrenia. They might have hallucinations, which cause them to see and hear people and objects that are not really there. Their senses could also be heightened or dulled. The person with dulled senses may also have problems feeling or recognizing pain. They might burn themselves or break a bone and not realize it. The lives of people with any mental illness are made more difficult by the fact that most other people don't understand their illness. We're often feared, avoided, or mocked. We sometimes feel isolated from society, which can make us more depressed. One stereotype that refuses to go away is the idea that schizophrenics are dangerous. My family has decided the best way to deal with people's misunderstandings and stereotypes is to go public about my illness. Being open and talking about the disease can help destroy inaccurate stereotypes by correcting other people's wrong assumptions. Now that you have an idea about what schizophrenia is, I'd like to tell you some things about what it's like for me personally, as well as a few experiences of other people with the illness. Because I'm schizophrenic, my life is chaos, worry, fear, anxiety, and confusion. I'm obsessed with worrying about everything. I feel like that every bad thing that happens is my fault, or that I need to take responsibility for everything. Making decisions is almost impossible for me. I have trouble deciding if I meant what I just said, or even if I did or did not do or say something. This indecision was talked about by Dr. Torrey, who tells of a patient who cannot even decide whether to go walk left or right when leaving his office. This symptom is so common that it is used to help diagnose the illness. My concentration is very poor, and I have a lot of trouble keeping my mind on what I'm hearing. This is because of the voices I hear all day. My psychiatric therapist told me in one of my sessions, imagine someone following you around all day, walking right by your shoulder and talking in your ear. All day, every day, no matter what you're doing. Reading, watching TV, taking a test, listening to a lecture, it doesn't matter. They are always there and never will leave you alone. I see, hear, and feel people and objects that are not really there. I can hear, see, and carry on conversations with hallucinatory people. Sometimes I become an inanimate object, and my hallucinatory friends have to bring me back. When I hallucinate that people curse me or call me stupid and dumb, it makes me feel worthless, and what they say is true. As you can see from what I've told you so far, living with schizophrenia is really a daily struggle for me. Now I'd like to tell you how having another mental disorder called autism makes living with schizophrenia even more difficult. Autism and schizophrenia share a lot of the same characteristics, such as blocking of thoughts or heightening of senses, according to doctors in an online article titled Autism Spectrum Disorders and Childhood Onset Schizophrenia. People with autism are more concrete thinkers and tend to lose the meaning of facial expressions. I can't usually tell by someone's face if they're angry or joking. It's hard for me to know if they are sad or in pain. People with schizophrenia sometimes need to rely on facial expressions to understand what others are meaning when talking to them, according to Dr. Torrey. So how can I tell by watching their face? It's sort of a double jeopardy for me. Doctors Gurr and Johnson say schizophrenic people commonly take things that are said literally. People with the illness might misinterpret jokes as insults. I've always had this problem since I've lived with autism my whole life. As you've probably noticed in class, and I did this in my speech class by the way, as you probably noticed in class, when I flap my hands above my head, my anxiety level is high. The hand flapping is almost an automatic reflex in autism. This is what I mean here. It helps me relieve stress. As I mentioned earlier, anxiety is also a big part of schizophrenia. So again, we have the double jeopardy effect, only this time with anxiety. Stress adds to my anxiety, which brings more stress and even more anxiety. Now that I have told you about schizophrenia, what it's like for me, and the added difficulty of autism, I hope you understand some of what I live with every day. Schizophrenia is not a condition that anyone can ever outgrow, and you cannot get better all alone. But by staying on my medications, I will be able to control the illness. And if I think positively, stay in college, and continue with my therapy sessions, I will be okay. That does it for this video. See you all for the next one.